It's sunshine, it's Mediterranean style weather. Both sides they bring up before they give it the line outs. Tommy, of course, is on analysis. Tommy, we've looked at that intermediate championship over the last number of years. It has lived up to its detail again this year, no matter all the things that happened. And what a game to look forward to.
Yeah, and as late as last Sunday evening, Scariff had to go to extra time to beat Smith O'Brien's in 6 Mile Bridge. So, it just keeps on giving this championship. And, as you said, everything to look forward to today. Tubber, on the other hand, did a relatively easy, probably unexpected win over St. Joseph's. We'll see how that stood to them or didn't stand to them in the next hour and a half. But as you said, glorious sunshine, summer's day, and we have a crowd.
Absolutely, indeed, we have a crowd. First of all, we have two teams as well. Scariff will line out as follows. In goal is Liam Doyle, a full back line of Cathal Dillon. Michael Scanlon is at full back and Pádraig Brodie at 4. Conor Maloney, Daniel Tracy and Diarmuid McNamara make up the half forward line, while Tomas McNamara and Diarmuid Nash in the middle of the field. Shane Curry, Ross Horton and Patrick Ryan in the half forward line. Fergus Madden is top of the right wearing 13. Mark Rogers is at 14 and full forward, and Conor McNamara wears the number 15 jersey for the Scariff men. For Tubber, in goal, it's Ronan Taff. A full back line of Emmet Quinn. Pat O'Connor is at full back and Joey Droney wears 4. Mark Early, Fergal O'Grady will captain the side in the middle in the centre half back position, while James Howard is on his left wearing 7. John Fall and Ronan Monaghan in the middle of the field. Half forward line of Jonah Culligan, Donald McMahon at centre half forward, and Lachlan O'Grady wears 12, while top of the right is Clive Early, full forward is Cathal Murray, and top of the left, wearing number 15, is Blaine Early. It's a thrilling encounter. We're mad looking forward to this one, no doubt about that. Both sides out on the middle of the field. There must be at least 30 Tubber players there, all lining up right around the middle of the field as well in two groups, and Scariff back here to our left hand side. Tommy, so many things we could pick out here, players to watch out for. We've seen the two earlies operate two corners. We've seen the likes of Mark Rogers, Diarmuid Nash in the middle of the field, Michael Scanlon going back to the full back. He'd lined up for many years in the middle of the field as well. So much to look forward to, and so many clashes to look forward to as well.
Yeah, and again, we look down through the Scariff side. As you said, they have the experience of Michael Scanlon, Pádraig Brodie, Ross Horton, Conor McNamara, and I suppose you could throw in Diarmuid Nash, even though he would be relatively young. He has a lot of hurling. And on the other hand, then, I look through Ronan Taff, Patrick O'Connor, the two earlies, and then, I suppose the man that makes him tick at number 11, while he wouldn't go down as one of their older players, he's certainly one of the more up-and-coming players, and currently on the Clare senior panel, Donald McMahon.
No doubt about Donald. If he does get the opportunities, he's well able to take them, and he's the type of player. He might disappear for 5 or 6 minutes, then he arrives 2 or 3 points, and that's the style of a game that he plays.
And again, he has he's a big, strong, and he's mobile as well. So he is the go-to man for puck outs and stuff. And he's been racking up the scores from the half forward line. The Owlies have been doing the damage on the inside. I suppose how Scariff Corby minute. It's a big ass today. Daniel Tracy, would be 20, 21 years of age. Probably wouldn't have the same experience as him, but when you look down through, I suppose we always recognise the experience. I'm really looking forward to the younger players there, particularly Mark Rogers on the Scariff side, and you have Jonah Culligan, Ronan Monaghan on the other side. They add that youth to it, so it is going to be a case of Tubber have been here before, they have the experience. Scariff, it's a big day out for them, but again, how they recover and from last week's effort going to extra time could be crucial.
Absolutely. Well, out in the middle of the field, of course, Niall Malone from Aeroke. He's this afternoon's referee here, and I see Joe's down there and Ronan is down there. They're all down there, and of course Chris Maguire here, fourth official here as well. Scariff back up to our left hand side at the moment at the town goal, and Tubber with the black and amber, the bumblebees from Tubber lining out around here to our right hand side. You mentioned there about Mark Rogers. What a clash is going to be between himself and Pat O'Connor, and the way the centre line of Tubber, we've been talking about it all the year. Ronan Taff, inter-county goalkeeper as well for many years at underage. Pat O'Connor, Fergal O'Grady, the amount of ball that he mops up, and Donald McMahon, as you said, and then the two earlies either side of Cathal Murray. So serious talent on view here. So overall, Tommy, we can see the way this game is going to flow. We've seen both sides as well, the way this game is going to flow, and now we have the wide open spaces of Cusack Park.
Yeah, and again, Scariff will be well aware, that Tubber have been putting up a score. It'll be interesting, how they'll go with the man marking. Will they play, tight it is hard, coming into your first game here. Scariff wouldn't have that much experience of playing in here. As you said, it is big and wide, and on a county final day, if the ball isn't going for you, it can be a lonely place. That's supposed to be an intriguing matchup, and again, sometimes I feel I'm putting probably too much pressure on him, but I know the talent that he has. The clash of Mark Rogers against Pat O'Connor, Tulla deemed it necessary to bring David McInerney back to mark him the last day. Pat O'Connor will be well aware of what he is, so it'll be the young pretender against the seasoned inter-county All-Ireland medal holder. What a clash.
Absolutely. Iarla Tannion is out there in the middle of the Tubber group. Of course, Mark Rogers, who played here 25 years ago in a senior final on that occasion. And as we said, anybody that was there on that particular day will never forget it. But Mark McKenna there on that particular day lining up. It's a while since we heard the cheer at the end of the national anthem right throughout the year. 200 lucky supporters in Cusack Park today. And before the throw-in, we want to dedicate this game and remember three people. Paddy Rogers, the last link with the 46 team that won the title for Scariff back in 46. Eddie Maloney for the development, not alone of the parish of Scariff, but the pitch in Scariff as well. And of course, Eamon Long, a man we knew well, won many championships with Falls in Dublin, and of course played with Clare in the latter 50s, early 60s. And also became a selector with the great Jimmy Puddin-Cullinan when involved with the Clare team. So we remember those in our commentary this afternoon, all set to go in sparkling condition in the middle of the field. Niall Malone looking around, and let's see, it's going to be the Scariff men that will attack the old scoreboard in here. And I see Colin McNamara is going to be picked up by Joey Droney, who was absolutely outstanding the last day out. Now players coming across to this side of the field. We'll keep an eye on it. Fergus Madden is lining out. There's a three-man full forward, and Niall Malone gets this game up and running, and into the middle of the field there goes, and it's John Fall sending Tubber on the attack out to this side of the field, but the ball going out over the line to the left hand side, and it's going wide. Your commentaries, compliments of our good friend at Matt Waters of Clare Fruit and Veg, a Tubber man through and through, and also sponsoring a man of the match here this afternoon. So no pressure on you, Tommy, to pick the man of the match as we go here, even at the early seconds of the game. Facing up to this one, it's a line ball for the Scariff men, and it's taken up the line, and it comes off the stick of Dan Tracy out over the line, and it's going to be a line ball for Scariff.
Yeah, just a bit of a nervy opening, I suppose, there. The line ball there, all eyes are on you. The game will take a couple of minutes to settle down. Just looking through, not too many changes. Definitely not playing as selected, but near enough to the again there. So it is as expected. The shot is taken out by Clive Early, back out, receiving the 1-2. Now moving it in from his brother Blaine. Now Blaine takes this back, but he gets it back on the stick, about to be challenged out there side by Conor Maloney. Now gets inside, but he has the ball, but he has no hurry. Gets the ball out to this side of the field. Now he's picked up, getting the ball back out to Clive again, trying to get inside. He does that. He strikes it, and there's the opening score of the game from the stick of Clive Early. Absolutely picking the ball up, and brilliant work back there. Great vision back there from Jonah Culligan as well. Didn't panic when the ball came to him. Looked for Clive. He was there waiting for opening score. Seconds on the clock here, and it's Tubber have the opening score. Yeah, I mean, they showed great composure there. They didn't force the shot. They gave it to the man best position, and who better to give it than Clive? Locking O'Grady going up, but the ball goes back down to the ground. Now it's picked up. Ronan Mahanuel almost having the ball in his hand, but it comes out to Shane Corrie. Comes off his stick out over the line, and Joe Mullins right down here in front of us, indicating it's going to be a Scariff ball. And on
this occasion is just inches outside the 65-metre line here, and again moving away from it, placing that ball on the line. This one will land in around the house, but that house is packed inside with Tubber players at the moment, so it's going to be a little tricky one for Patrick Ryan to take this one, but he does. Gets it up into the centre, one back in there in the middle of the field by Ross Holden, blocked down, gets back to get the second ball, but now it's about to be taken away by James Howell, but it still goes to the ground, still trying to get the ball up by Shane Curry, but it's moved on by Diarmuid Nash, but Diarmuid Nash, the pass is intercepted by Lachlan O'Grady into the space that goes, trying to get that ball inside the middle. Is Cathal Murray trying to get through, looking around, looking for support. Now it goes back out, comes out to Blaine Early, he's trying to get it up, but challenged, and the ball comes away to this side of the field. Now it's picked up by Tomas McNamara, and McNamara driving the ball out to the far side to Diarmuid driving it down into the centre, now blocking the ball away, but again it's going to be come away. That's tidy stuff back there from Fergal O'Grady, and again trying to get that ball away, releases the ball out to the far side. Mark Early tidying up, sending Tubber onto the attack down to the far side. Lachlan O'Grady into the centre, still coming out with it, but again it's Michael Scanlon driving out the field with it. Was he fouled? No, says the referee. Gets it away to Diarmuid Nash, an attacking ball through the centre, but Pat O'Connor finds his ball on his own and sends Tubber into an attack all the way up to the far side of the field, but picked up by Liam Doyle, and Liam Doyle back out to the far side. Now he's trying to round it up. It's about to be picked up by Diarmuid McNamara. Looks composed, gets it out to Diarmuid Nash, but goes over his head to Donald McMahon, and Donald McMahon from way out the field, and he sends that one over the bar. 2 on the board for Tubber in the 3.5 minutes gone. 2 points to no score.
Yeah, and again, you know, I mean, there was the ball was sent in once or twice. Scariff failed to clear their lines, and it was a poor clearance, and you know what an easy start for Donald McMahon to slot over his first score.
And the ball dropping in right into the zone. It goes, comes off the hand back there of Patrick Ryan. Ryan trying to get the ball away. Back out it goes to Diarmuid Nash, and Diarmuid Nash getting it back to the safe hands of Conor Maloney, sending once again on the attack. Now the ball breaks outside to the far side. Fergus Madden inside. Oh, Conor McNamara just going over his head. Ronan Taff is there to tidy it up, but the ball comes out to this side of the field, comes out to Per Ryan, and Patrick Ryan dropping the ball in, and the ball going straight over the bar. Once again the ball just coming across the goal, and Conor just couldn't get to that one. If he did, it wouldn't be white flag, it would have been a green one. It's 2 points to 1. Tubber lead here with exactly 4 minutes gone.
I was just wondering, was Conor expecting, you know, the Fergus Madden to go for a goal? I think he was thrown across the square, and Tubber on the attack again.
And Tubber on the attack with Donald McMahon, comes off his hand out over the line ball for Scariff, far side of the field, and again placing this one. The crowd are still up in the stand, the terracing stand. Both crowds of course divided up. They'll go anywhere once they get inside the gate here in Cusick Park this afternoon, as we said, in a sun-drenched park. Then Tracy with the ball right down to the centre, but it's picked up by Jonah Culligan. Jonah Culligan trying to make room to strike it. He does. It's a dangerous ball going right into the edge of the square, but is neatly tidied up by Pádraig Brodie. Brodie gets it out to Cathal Madden. Cathal Madden driving the ball right down to the centre. Once again going up for it and trying to break that ball as James Howard tries to get control of it. He's challenged by Patrick Ryan. Ryan gets it back out to Diarmuid Nash. Diarmuid Nash back out to the middle of the field. Now it's picked up, trying to get that ball away, but it just simply comes off the hands back here to our left hand side, and Conor Maloney was the man. The ball just coming off his hands. Line ball for Tubber.
Yeah, you can see, you know, Tubber exerting awful pressure on Scariff when they have the ball, and you know the feature of the game to date has been, you know, they force Scariff into turning over possession, and you know I think the Tubber management will be quite happy with that.
2 points to 1 it is here in the park. The line ball from Ronan Monaghan, and again it's going to be cleared up to the far side of the field by Conor Maloney into the danger goal, but once again Fergal O'Grady, the Tubber captain, is back there to tidy up the house, but again that's broken up. Now it comes out to the middle of the field, picked up out there by Joey Droney. Droney back up to Fergal O'Grady, still holding on to the ball on his knees as he strikes that one, but Diarmuid Nash again coming away with it, whipping the ball into the wide open spaces where Pat Ryan is going off for this one, trying to get it up. Now he's about to turn in, about to be challenged out there by James Howard, still holding on to the ball, back into the centre it goes, and now it's Pat O'Connor tidying up, breaking up that Tubber attack, down to the middle, the Scariff attack, down to the middle of the field, and once again Tubber go on the attack. Donald McMahon tried to change direction of it. That's superb from McMahon, controlling the ball in the air. Can he finish it? It's high, it's dropping in. in. Oh, it would have been one of the pints of the day, no doubt about that. It goes to the right, it goes wide. 6.5 minutes gone. It's Tubber leading 2 pints to 1.
Yeah, it looks like the Tubber have an extra defender. I'm just trying to find out where the Scariff forward is gone. It's just that Joey Droney has positioned himself in the centre and he's read the last couple of balls. So that's something Scariff are going to have to be wary of.
Pucker once again dropping into the middle of the field, and once again is picked up by the bizzer Conor Maloney. Again driving the Scariff men on the attack. Long ball down into the wide open space, and the man we mentioned, Joey Droney, coming over, whipping the ball out to Fergal O'Grady. He in turn has been robbed by Conor McNamara. Ball going astray. It's there to be won, and it's one out there said by Shane Curry, trying to make room. Gets it out to the middle of the field. Tomas McNamara, he goes to the ground, says the referee Niall Malone, and it's going to be a free, and Diarmuid Nash is the man that will have the responsibility of taking this one for the Scariff men. But at the moment it's Tubber leading 2 pints to 1. Your commentary compliments of Matt Waters of Clare Fruit and Veg.
Yeah, a feature of the semi-final last week, still, that they alternated between the free takers. Diarmuid Nash started taking him, and Mark Rogers took over. So it'll be interesting to have, they have their 2 good free takers. So, relatively easy one for Diarmuid Nash, about 40 yards out from the scoreboard in Cusick Park.
It's Diarmuid Nash about to take this one for the Scariff men. This could level the sides here in the park, and that's exactly what it does. He slots the ball straight over the bar. Level pegging here in the park. We're just coming up to 8 minutes gone here in the sunshine of Cusick Park as the puck out going to the far side. Again, looking back there is Ronan Taft looking at the options now, switching. He was turned one Westbridge's play, and he sent it out into the middle of 2 Scariff men who thought it was Christmas present arrived, but now the ball is broke up to the far side of the field. It's won back by Tomas McNamara, trying to get that ball away. Down it goes to Pat Ryan, but Donald McMahon is back defending. Conor McNamara just getting the stick in just at the wrong time. Free for Tubber, deep inside their own 45-metre line, about to take this one. Joe Willis moving away. Fergal O'Grady about to take this one for Scariff. It's there for the Tubbermen, 2 pints apiece here, as again players moving back up the field. Donald McMahon just outside the 65-metre line. The ball goes well in over his head out into open space. The ball going back, then Tracy facing his own goal. Blade here, he gets it across to the middle of the field. The ball is about to break, trying to get that ball away. He gets it into his hand. It's Cathal Murray back out to this side. Jonah Culligan is blocked down on the 20-metre line, and once again the Scariff men go back, trying to control it, and controlling it to do in the middle of the field. Then Tracy coming away with it out to the middle of the field. Out it goes to Diarmuid McNamara, down to this side, breaking ball into the space that goes, but Tubber still trying to win this ball back. James Howard on the ball, setting the Tubber men on the attack, up and down the field. Cathal Murray is back there, Michael Scanlon is back there, and he's the man with the ball, but he loses the ball, goes back to the ground. He goes back, he tries to get control of it outside the 20-metre line. Is the ball going nowhere to the referee? Now it is. Is he going to blow? No, the ball goes out to Jonah Culligan. It was in his hand, it just fell out of his hand at the last moment. Referee goes in there, touching the ball on the ground. It's going to be a free out for Scariff.
Yeah, I think it looks like Liam Doyle is coming out. Liam had a quite enough game last week, right up until the last minute when he saved that penalty that would have forced the game into penalties. So, he'll have the distance here. There isn't any great breeze. It's probably blowing across the field rather than in, so we'll see how he goes.
Liam Doyle back into the corner he goes. It's 2 pints apiece here. 9.5 minutes just gone over the clock at the moment. Now the ball is won back, but it comes back out to Ronan man in the middle of the field, still trying to win it, but now it's won out, and again that attacking ball coming down into the wide open space. Fergus Madden was there, but the ball going into no man's land. Back out to Jonah Culligan. Jonah Culligan looked up and the stick was there. Great work back there outside to the middle of the field by Pat Ryan. Again being chased up along the line. Again Patrick Ryan going back. He gets the ball up. Now he's about to clear it. He's playing the wing forward. Brilliant defensive work. Down into the corner it goes, and it's going to be a free right down here in front of us. Great work back there as well by Conor Mack. Conor Mack was back there, and again just giving the shoulder to James Howard as he's moving into position. Diarmuid Nash, a world and All Ireland and a world handball champion, and so many times he has done that. And right now he has a free about 50 metres out, about a metre in from the sideline, down into the old scoreboard, right in front of the seat his stand here in Cusick Park. At the moment it's 2 pints apiece here. There'll be 11 minutes on the clock by the time he strikes this free. Can this give Scariff the lead for the very first time? About to strike it, it's going to be a tail on it to the left hand side, and it goes wide. Still 2 pints apiece. 11 minutes gone.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Patrick Ryan. Patrick is still a minor this year. He's been very involved, as you said, as a ball winner, but he's also working back into the half-back line. So, good start for Patrick.
Ball pucked out by Ronan Tapp. Then Tracy goes up for the ball, goes in over his head. Clive Hale is coming on to it. He's about to be challenged out there by Padraig Brody on the far side of the field. Scariff back defending well at the moment, trying to get that ball, but again, it's whipped into the centre. Now it comes back out to the head. Oh, Tormos trying to get his hand in there, was Mark Early. Ball goes astray. Now it's won back to the middle of the field by Diarmuid McNamara. Up along the line, being cleared into the middle by Shane Corrie. It's Scariff on the attack. It's high, it's dropping into the zone. It's almost picked up there by Ross Holden running through. He goes back the second time out to Mark Rogers from way out the field. It's high, it's dropping in, it's going to the left and it's going wide. It's still 2 points apiece here in Cusack Park, and there'll be just about 12 minutes gone. Again looking down on the sideline at the moment, and I can see to the middle of the field Mark McKenna making a run down to his forwards at the moment. It's Blaine Early into the wide open space, and again it should be, and it is Liam Dials who looks up. He's all the time in the world to look up. Gets it out to Diarmuid Nash, and Diarmuid Nash has time to pop the ball down into the zone. It goes. The sun is shining in the eyes of Conor McNamara, breaking into the centre. Ross Holden comes in, commits himself and wins the free, and in fairness there's very little John Fall could have done about it. Ross Holden coming behind, and he goes to the ground. He'll be back on his feet very, very shortly, and once again it's an opportunity for Scariff to go into the lead, Tommy, for the very first time.
Yeah, and again, some were similar to the one he scored. I think his first one. Again, I think Mark McKenna has gone down. It looks like that, Scariff forwards have been very withdrawn, so they were looking up the field. Tubber have lots of defenders back there, and they're just finding it hard to get Fergus Madden and Mark Rogers onto the ball. Working very hard in the middle third, but Diarmuid Nash, this is his third attempt at a free.
He's right on the 45-metre line, practically dead straight in front of the goal. We'll just simply say no more as he comes up to take this one, rolls the ball onto the stick, and this time the radar is absolutely spot on as he sends the ball straight over the bar. Scariff go into the lead, 3 points to 2 here, 13 minutes gone, Tom.
Yeah, again, Scariff will be quite happy. I think they started off a bit nervy. Tubber looked like they were in control, but Scariff have got their way back into the game. They'll be quite happy, 13 minutes into the first half.
And the puck out goes to the far side of the field. Again, Jonah Culligan coming onto this one, trying to get it up on the second occasion. He does, gets it out to the middle of the field, and now the ball tagged out. Mark Early trying to get that ball in. Coming onto the middle of the field was Cathal Murray. Ball is hanging around the full back line, not for much longer as it comes out into the hands of Cathal Madden, clearing the lines into the middle of the field. Ross Holden is under it. Ball going right through the centre, right past himself into the middle of the field, and John Fall was out there as well, trying to get the ball. Now they have it back, looking around here. Tubber on the attack. Back out it goes to Blaine Early from way out the field. It's high, it's dropping in. It goes to the right once again, and it goes wide. It's 3 points to 2. Scariff leading here with 14 minutes gone.
Yeah, it looks like that John Fall is taking up Ross Holden, which then allows Fergal O'Grady or another Tubber defender to sit off. So that's an obvious play that they've come up with today.
The puck out is coming right down the centre. Fergal O'Grady, Ross Holden under that one. Ball breaks to the ground, about to be tied up by Ronan Monaghan. Guess this one, looks for support, facing his own goal, and sends the ball along the line on the far side. The Tubber men on the attack. Great work into the middle of the field, trying to get that ball away, whipping it into the centre. Back here, defending, but Jonah Culligan is on the attack, being chased by Diarmuid Nash, still holding on to it. He's making tracks. Now he has room to strike it. Does he know that? On the ground, he takes the shoulder, and again, Dan Tracy coming out, giving the shoulder, knocking the ball into the ground, then winning it down into the centre of goal. Shane Corrie first timing it, but the ball goes out over the line. It's going to be a line ball on the far side of the field. Great work by Dan Tracy, centre halfback.
Yeah, and again, kept his discipline. The temptation would have been to rush in, timed his tackle, affected a great flick away just as Jonah Culligan was going pulling the trigger. Great work. I think Scariff have settled down. It's quite noticeable that number 5 and 7 for Scariff are kind of being told to sit, but their players are coming off them, so it's an awkward conundrum to be in. Do you stick your position or do you follow? We'll just have to wait and see how that develops.
Line ball coming right through the centre once again, trying to get control of it. Ball goes astray, being picked up in the middle of the field, and again sent back to this side, and there's a long ball from Conor Maloney from way out the field. It's high, it's dropping in. That's superb, brilliant from Conor Maloney inside his own half of the field, and great work and vision by Tomas McNamara McNamara, who won that ball and didn't even try to play it. He saw Conor Maloney in a far better position. The water break has arrived here in the park at the moment, and it's double scores on the scoreboard, 4 points to 2, Scariff leading.
Yeah, Scariff very reassured there for the last 8, 9, 10 minutes. Tubber started with a blaze of glory, and again had a couple of chances, but Scariff will be quite happy. There's no sign of nerves. I think most of the players have been in the game. I suppose from a Scariff point of view, it's a matter of getting that ball into the inside line where they have the threat. But then again, Patrick O'Connor is there and he'll use all his experience. So Scariff might be forced into shooting from outside, rather than try to work the ball in.
I see where Patrick Ryan he's playing at left half forward, but we find him along the 65 mopping up a lot of ball time. So obviously Mark McKenna is very much aware of the threat of the Tubber forwards, but Patrick Ryan just doing the perfect job there. He's not too far away from in an attacking role, but a nice defensive role as well. Yeah,
and that's the way the game has gone now. Usually your two wing forwards are your two workhorses. They'll work into the middle third. They'll win the ball. That middle third. The stats always say if you win the breaking ball in there, you have a great chance of winning it. But it's what they do with it. Likewise, I think Tubber trying to do the same. The wing forward on the other hand is Jonah Culligan is over there. He's coming very deep, foraging for the ball. The wing forwards are now used as an outlet for, rather than just drive it out the field from the backs, they're looking for those to come, offer them an option, to win it and then get it over the opposition half back line. So both teams, I'd say, very astute. Donald Maloney is in the backroom team there, unofficially or officially, and on the other hand, the Earl Tanyan, All-Ireland medal winner holder with Galway, he's in the coaching setup there. So, two astute men.
Absolutely. Backs on top so far.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, again, there has been, the marking has been very tight. The numbers have been back there, whether it's by design or by default. There's 6 defenders there. Both sides want to keep their 6 defenders in place. So space and time at a premium in both forward lines.
Absolutely. Both sides going back into their positions after the water break. At the moment, running right across the field. Again, taking up positions. It's going to be a puck out down here to our right-hand side. It's going to be a Ronan Taff about to restart the play here. It's 4 points to 2 on the scoreboard. Scariff leading on double scores. 18 minutes exactly on the clock at the moment. So you can add, as we always say, a good 3 or 4 minutes onto that. Ronan Taff going direct right down the centre. No pressure at all on John Fall. That's the man that wins the ball out to this side of the field. Out it goes to James Howard trying to set up the attack. He does the diagonal ball going right across the centre. Then Tracy almost had it in his hand. Now he goes back to the ground trying to get that ball away. Again back defending heavily. Now it's picked up and once again it's out to Tomas McNamara. Driving come out with the ball. He's been fouled. Again brilliant work by the number 8 to the far side of the field, and it's going to be a free deep inside their own half at the moment. It's going to be a free. It's going to be taken by Diarmuid Dash over to the far side. He's going to land this one in around the 20-metre line down here on the far side of the field. Tommy's going to have an update in just a moment on the ladies football. We'll be having Mark Rogers trying to get ball goes back to the ground looking for support. Again surrounded and picked up by Fergal O'Grady. He comes over and whips the ball out to James Howard. James Howard about to strike it at the moment. Again gets the ball just into the middle of the field to Ronan Monaghan driving through the centre. Again running into traffic out to Donald McMahon. Donald McMahon trying to get room to strike it. Ball goes back to the ground, gets the second occasion. Again being challenged. Now he'll get room to strike it, but the ball just coming off his stick. It should be in it. He's Liam Dials inside in the goal mouth looking for support, coming out with that ball about to clear it, and he looks up, gets the ball out to Diarmuid McNamara, and Diarmuid driving the ball down to the middle of the field. Once again it's Scariff on the attack. It comes to Mark Rogers trying to get inside Joey Droney. He does. Will he strike it across to the middle of the field? A shot! A fantastic goal for the Scariff men. Patrick Ryan, again we mentioned him just a few moments ago to the far side of the field. He's the man that finished it right down here in front of us, and he was back to doing the defending work, and there he landed right on the edge of the square and planted the ball into the back of the net. 1 goal and 4 points for Scariff, 2 points for Tubber here, and what a lift for the Scariff men.
Yeah, brilliant decision by Mark Rogers. He knew that he had a free, took it on, drew the defender, gave it to Patrick Ryan. still had a lot to do, but a great score. And the signs are ominous. If they get the ball in there early, Scariff have the ammunition to trouble that Tubber full back line.
Get that ball out. He's going to be Dermot Ash once again to take this free, and again this one Joe Mullins pointing to the spot. Rory McGann on the far side of the field. It's going to be Dermot Nash about to take this one, landing this one in around the house as well. That's what he does well. No sooner had I said it, when the ball just comes off his stick and it goes into the hand of Ronan Monaghan. Ronan Monaghan is on the run. 3 Scariff men in front of him, now heading to the far side of the field. Ball goes back to the ground. Now he picks it up out to this side of the field, still holding, looking for support. Great work back there from Conor Maloney, holding on to this one. Now it comes out to the middle of the field, and again the strike from the middle. It goes out to John Fall, and he's the man that planted the ball straight over the bar, and that's an important score from a Tubber point of view. But at the moment it's 1 goal and 4 points for Scariff, 3 points for Tubber. Your commentary compliments of Matt Waters of Clare Fruit and Veg.
Yeah, that's their Tubber's first score in 15 minutes. Their last score was in the 6th minute. And John Fall, as you said, a much needed point for Tubber.
And again the ball breaking into the middle of the field, and it's again the one picked up by Shane Curry. Shane Curry looking around, looking for support, comes out to the middle of the field. Once again they go up for the ball, drops in, and it's Ronan Tab waiting for the ball to bounce into his hand. Gets it out to this side of the field. Great work, but it just come off the stick of Conor Maloney out over the line, and it's going to be a line ball for the Tubber men right down here under our eyes from the commentary box. Let's see who's going to be the man. It's going to be Larkin O'Grady, Fergal O'Grady that's going to take this one. And again the centre half back and captain placing this ball inside his own 65 metre line at the moment, under the eyes of manager and coach here Latanian. Back here to our right hand side, it's going to be once again Fergal O'Grady to take this line ball. Where will this one land in around the house? But Nash is on his own, but he goes the other direction into the middle of the field. Ball breaking, now it's about to be picked up to the middle of the field, the far side by Larkin O'Grady. Sends the ball out to this side. Ronan Monaghan is on his bike out to this side. Now he has room to strike it. How important is this? But it goes straight over the bar once again. Ronan Monaghan won the ball, just took it, and then he had a bit of work to do from Larkin O'Grady's pass, but landed the ball straight over the bar. 1-4. Scariff lead by that all important goal from Patrick Ryan here as we head into the clock. 23 minutes gone. Ross Horton is on the ball, but the ball taken out of his right from his stick at the moment, but it's picked up by Shane Curry. Shane Curry out to Dermot Dash. Dermot Dash up along the line, trying to get onto the middle of the field, onto Fergus Madden, but it comes off his stick out over the line, and it's going to be a line ball to our right hand side, Tom.
Yeah, we just have that update from the football final. It's West Clare Gales 3 points, the Banner Ladies 9 points, and that's 21 minutes into the first half.
Very good, and that's how John O'Sullivan is keeping us supplied here with all the information to our right hand side. It's going to be right now Fergal O'Grady placing this ball. He's inside his own 20 metre line at the moment. 1-4. Scariff lead with 23 and a half minutes gone here in this first half. Into the space it goes again. Ross Horton is there to whip the ball out, gets it into the middle of the field. Fergus Madden coming onto it, but again holding is Joey Droney. Joey Droney breaking up that Scariff attack out to the middle of the field. Ball goes back to the ground. Now he's back on duty again. Gets that ball up, coming out with it. Time to look around, and again decides to go right across the field, right into the hands at the moment of Larkin O'Grady. He's driving forward. That's Mark Early. Mark Early to the street. Ball slipping out to the far side. Now it's for Larkin O'Grady that's on the ball. He'll turn on to his right. Now he's trying to get inside 2 Scariff men. He has the free one. He goes to the ground, and great work from Larkin O'Grady at the far side of the field, and he has won the free. It's going to be an occasion, and Clive Early with the man that'll come out to take this one to try and cut the deficit to 2 points.
Yeah, I think the Scariff management will be a bit disappointed. I think while Larkin O'Grady had the ball, there was 3 Scariff defenders, and I didn't think he was going anywhere. Ran into a cul-de-sac, and I think if they'd held their discipline and held him up, they'd have probably turned it over, but they didn't, and Clive Early has a chance to add another score.
It's Blaine Early, actually. It's an early anyway, but it's Blaine is going to take this one from out the field, slots it in, and he sends the ball straight over the bar. Scariff 1-4, Tubber 5 points here, intermediate hurling championship final here in the Sunbridge Cusick Park here, with 25 minutes as good as matters right up on the clock at the moment. Donald McMahon is under this, but sweeping in behind him is James Howard for the Tubber men. They're on the attack again, sending this one in, but Liam Doyle just watches the ball going out over the line, and it bounces wide on that Tubber attack. Mark McKenna still down on the sideline. Here Latanian again trying to instruct his players back here to the left and right here, as Liam Doyle is the man that'll get ready to puck this ball out right down. Let's see where he goes with it. There's practically no breeze here. Michael Scanlon has the hand up for getting that ball. I said there's a better chance of I getting it now than Michael Scanlon, because Liam Doyle will not play the ball out to his full back line. It was a disguise as the ball breaks into the centre, out to Tomas McNamara. Tomas trying to get through the centre. He's been fouled, and once again it's going to be Diarmuid Nash on duty at the moment to take this free for the Scariff men. Again, it's about 50 metres out from the Tubber goal, down here to our right hand side to the old scoreboard in, practically once again dead straight in front of the goal, Tom.
Yeah, I'd say that's the third one he's taken from in or around the same position, so he'll be looking for the same result, I suppose.
Diarmuid Nash is motionless at the moment as his shadow reaches the 45-metre line, as he's about to roll the ball onto his stick here. This is rare enough, and these days, let me tell you, to roll the ball onto a stick is normally just chipped up into place. Diarmuid Nash again landing the ball effortlessly straight over the crossbar, and once again Scariff go back into a 3-point lead, 1-5, and Tubber 5 points here, 26 minutes gone.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Donald McMahon seems to, have be coming very deep for the ball, and he's not on the ball, and again Tubber need to get him on the ball as a target man.
It's Diarmuid Nash breaking away with the ball. Once again, the ball on his stick. Now he has time to look up. There's a neat ball into the centre to Mark Rogers, trying to get control of it. Being challenged back there by Lachlan O'Grady. Gets the ball into the centre. Patrick Connor about to tidy up and does it just in time as Patrick was coming there, right? Patrick Ryan was coming there. But again, the referee is going to penalise Conor Mack at the moment.
Yeah, I think there's a late tackle, and where the ball ended, I think on the far side, Rory McGann, it'll be where Rory McGann is, I think, over on the far side. Late tackle where the ball ended. It
is. I'm just looking back at Conor McNamara and Peter O'Connor back here, but it's going to be a free for Tubber on the far side of the field at the moment. 1-5. Your commentary compliments of Matt Waters of Clare Fruit and Veg, playing early right on the 65-metre line, and Roy McGann just keeping an eye on proceedings as Niall Malone moving away back into the centre at the moment. Will he go for it? Will it land in around the house where Carl Murray is waiting for it? Clive Early waiting for the breaking ball as well. Right back there tidying up is going to be Dan Tracy. He's the man back around. He's back operating here just inside the 45-metre line, still waiting. Now he's moving in to the edge of the 20-metre line just in case there's a breaking ball. It's 4 against 2 at the moment inside in the Tubber full forward line. 4 Scariff men taking up Cathal Murray and Clive Early as well. Blaine is on the ball for this one. It's high. He has the distance, no doubt about that. The umpire comes out. He raises the white flag. That's the top quality score from Blaine Early from a dead ball on the far side of the field. How important is that? Scariff 1-5, Tubber 6 points here. 28 minutes exactly gone here in the first half.
Yeah, and again, not that easy for the free taker. He was shooting across the breeze, but a bad puck out from Scariff. Now Tubber on the attack again.
And Tubber on the attack it is. Lachlan O'Grady on it. He's the man that wins the ball back out, trying to get it into Clive Early. Clive looking around, chipping the ball, a dangerous ball in, but again, that's superb. Back there from Diarmuid McNamara, trying to control it, facing his own goal. Now it's picked up and now it's coming out. It's Cathal Medden trying to clear it into the middle of the field. Scariff now on the attack. Again, it's the battle. Ross Horton is under this one. Again, coming away with it. About to be blocked down by Joey Droney, but the ball comes right through the centre, right out there at the moment. There's Fergus Madden being challenged out there on the far side of the field, but the ball breaks out. It's biting right into the hand. There should be a running test right in the goal at the moment, but again the referee has deemed there's going to be a free out. Bounced up there, just came in off the stick of Shane Curry, and practically right on the line. Everybody thankfully back on their feet. It's going to be a Ronan Taft to take this free out for Tubber.
Yeah, and again I'd say Ronan didn't misjudge it. I'd say the sun was strongly in his eyes, and he also saw Conor Mack was coming at him as well, and Conor again, I'd say, just went for the ball, and again a flick but it was deemed a square ball.
Absolutely. Which is worse, the sun coming at you or Conor Mack coming at you? It is 50-50, let me tell you. Ronan Taft back on his feet and takes this ball right up into the centre again. He's going to be penalised. Again, in fairness, Conor Maloney can have absolutely no excuse. He's on the ground at the moment. John Culligan is on the ground, but they'll be both back on their feet very, very shortly, all resulting in Blaine Early will make the trek from one side of the field. He's already arriving here, just taking the helmet off at the moment. There'll be 2 minutes of additional time here in the park, and that's exactly heading for that by the time Blaine Early takes this free for the Scariff men.
Yeah, and
Tubber men.
Tubber, yeah, and again Tubber have settled back into the game. Scariff, Tubber were really, stung into action after that goal from Scariff. They responded with 3 or 4 points, and again, Blaine Early has a chance to bring the scores back to the minimum, back to one point if he converts this.
This is a very, very important free now. Blaine Early absolutely superb from the other side of the field on this occasion, absolutely straight between the posts. Fantastic free taking there from Blaine Early. It's back to a single point, and we're now at the moment a minute and a half, just over a minute and a half to the half-time whistle, one between them. Now Michael Scandal has taken the short ball from Liam Doyle for the puck out. Last time there was too many players around. Now Michael gets this one into the middle of the field, breaking ball, trying to get that ball is Ross Horton back into his hand, challenged out there, gets it out to the middle of the field to Tomas McNamara. Long ball from way out, the ball has gone to the left and it's gone wide. Again looking at both sides down there in the middle of the field. I see Fergal O'Grady just been pulled out. Now he's keeping an eye on Diarmid out to the middle of the field, keeping an eye on Mark Rogers, but again on the attack is the Tubbermen into the space that goes. Clive Early about to be challenged back the other side by Pádraig Brodie. Brodie goes back, tries to get the ball up the first time, leads it to Dan Tracy. He's been blocked down to the middle of the field by Ronan Monaghan, and it's going to be a line ball for the Scariff men just inside, looks like just outside their own 20-metre line on the very far side of the field. Niall Malone moving back into the pocket. The referee, he knows the ball will more than likely go in the direction right up to the middle of the field. That's where it goes, into the place it goes. Tried to win that ball back, is looking across to this side of the field. Great attack now with the ball coming across. Fergal O'Grady just going over his head. It comes out to Mark Rogers. He's going to get this one up. He has time to look up, sends this one in, and the ball just curls in, and once again curling over the bar from the stick of Mark Rogers. And again Scariff going back into a 2-point lead, 1-6 for Scariff, 7 points for Tubber, 31 and a half minutes just on the clock, and Fergal O'Grady just taking a knockdown here to our right hand side, and again just going down to receive treatment. Roisin Monaghan is down there, the physio of the team. Not quite sure what happened to him. Looks like a man that might have maybe twisted, just trying to dive in there on Mark Rogers, but again just got injured. And I suppose if you're going to get injured, there couldn't be a better time just on the half-time break. We'll give you an extra 10-15 minutes to get ready to come back on. But Fergal, such an important player from a Tubber point of view.
Yeah, and it would be disappointing for anyone to have to go off in the final, particularly with an injury. But I'm not exactly sure what happened. I think the ball beat James Howard and Mark Rogers, and Mark Rogers got it, studied himself, put it over the bar. Whether he injured himself coming out to the player that, we spoke about it in the first half there. Mark Rogers, Scariff probably need to get him into the game. They brought him out to the wing and they put Patrick Ryan on the inside. So they're flexible enough that way. Patrick Ryan is already on the score sheet. So, he's taking up I suppose the inside line. You can't call it the full forward position anymore because they don't exist.
Absolutely. Fergal O'Grady back on his feet. Thankfully, puck off from Ronan Taff to Pat O'Connor, back up into Blaine Early, whipping around, handball pass into the centre. Jonah Culligan was running onto it, but the ball bypasses him completely. Tomas McNamara is there. The referee, Niall Malone, has deemed that the 32 minutes here in this first half have elapsed. It's Tubber going at the moment. We're going into a huddle. That's all they're doing at the moment. It's 1-6 to 7 points here, Tom, and of course Mark McKenna will be thrilled to get the players in, just as the Italian will as well.
Yeah, and again, it's a 1-score game, it's a 2-score game at the moment, so still all to play for. Tubber got the better start. Scariff worked their way back into it, went ahead with that Patrick Ryan goal. But in fairness, Tubber have responded. They got 3 points. They went out of the game for 15 minutes where they didn't score. So, Blaine Early free taking has kept them in it. Scariff very compact and strong, and at the back, they're not conceding, goal chances or that. Whereas Tubber, they're struggling to get maybe a foothold around the half-back line and the midfield to get the delivery into the two earlies. Donald McMahon seems to be, on the periphery of the play at the moment, and maybe, they might put him into the inside line or that, because if Tubber are to be successful, I think they need Donald McMahon on the ball and scoring.
Absolutely. Before we go for the break, in this 32 minutes gone in the opening half of the Clare ladies football, and let's just say the Banner ladies look in a very strong position. The goal in the 32nd minute, they now lead 2-11 to West Clare Gales, 4 points, and that's supposed to be half time at this particular stage. It's half time here in the park. Once again, it's Scariff enjoying a 2-point lead. Do join us again for much more analysis just after these.
Sean, North and Sil and Tommy. I suppose we're back down here at pitch 7. The heat is coming down on top of my head, and it's half time. Scariff won 6, Tubber 7 points. I suppose, Matt, just before we came in there, the second sort, he said, would it be fair to say your comment that Tubber haven't shown up yet?
Yeah, they seem there's no bit of there's no real fluency to the Tubber play at the moment, and Scariff seem to be hungrier. They seem to be on top in especially midfield. I think the McNamara and Nash are having 2 great games, and they're supplying the ball into the full forward line, and they're getting the rewards. I just feel Tubber, while it's great to see Donald back winning ball back and wing back earlier on in the game. I mean, if you're Scariff, you're delighted to see Donald Mahan, who's a massive threat, way too far out the field. I mean, it's all well and good wanting to make space inside, but like at the same time, he's got to be no threat back here to get up and support that full forward line.
Like realistically, Cathal Murray, while he's an honest, tough full forward, there isn't a goal scoring threat in him. And like he got a goal against Scariff in the semi-final, but the 2 early brothers are getting no freedom, or the ball's not coming to them compared to what they got in other games.
Yeah, so far I've been very impressed with Padraig Brodie. He's very tight inside. At the same time, the supply of ball into the 2 earlies is not good enough, to be quite frank. There's lads getting hooked and blocked out the field. Maybe not getting in fast enough, and like I haven't seen too many puck-outs from Ronan going direct in over the top, which is a massive threat. Like if you're managing an opposition, that's what you're trying to counter for Tubber, and they haven't gone at it. Like they could do a bit more route one and maybe go out over the Donald Mahan up front and keep him in closer to goal and go from there. But definitely all over the field. So far, Scariff seem to be playing to a system. The midfield are getting onto a lot of breaks around the middle after coming out of defence and off puckouts, and they're supplying that ball into the full forward line. And they got a mismatch there. I think with Mark Rogers went into the corner and he caught a ball off young Joy, and they got a great goal. But they had threatened for 2 goals before that. So look at. I don't know, it's still all, like, I suppose the last few minutes there in the second quarter, Tubber did wake up and they got a few scores back, but it's all to play for. I mean, Scariff would be very happy. They're hurling fairly well. Like, there's another gear in Tubber, but it needs to happen for them fairly fast.
I suppose we discussed before the game, it was fool's gold what Tubber had done against Spearfield and against Sixmilebridge. Scariff are hard. They had these tough games against Tullett by 2, and they had the Smith O'Brien's game. So you could see after 3 or 4 minutes, Tubber were not being given any freedom by the Scariff half-backs midfield that they had in other games, and Scariff are capable now. They're very much in this game and look very possible capable winners.
Look at Tubber would know themselves. The Scariff are a battle-hardened team, and you never get anything easy off them. And as I said beforehand, they're a big, strong physical team, and they're winning the 50-50s at the moment, and they're hungry. But look, I do think that Tubber need to get that ball supplied, even diagonal ball into them on the outside of the 2 corner forwards. Because in fairness, the 1 or 2 balls they have got, they are a threat, but they're not getting enough ball in there fast enough. And I mean, their danger men are the 2 earlies and Donald. And Donald is slightly too far out for my liking, and the ball isn't going into 2 boys so far. So, like, if you're Scariff, you're fairly happy. In fairness,
and you must also say about Scariff, like, whilst Mark Rogers has got 1 or 2 balls, you would imagine as the game goes on and players get tired, he'll get a chance in or close around goal for a couple of shots or maybe a goal, because he has the ability to turn on a sixpence and go for it. Yeah,
his eyes seems to be in more so today than last week, and he seems to be a threat. He could take off any moment. But I don't know, like, would you try and make a move and get Mark early into the game more out there and free maybe? I'd like to see him get in.
He looks more like a midfielder. He maybe needed for midfielders today. Maybe put someone like John Fall back to wing back, do something unusual.
Well, yeah, or maybe drop him in the full back line and get Pat out the field. But I mean, they might leave it for the first few minutes. But I mean, 20 minutes to go, you'd probably need to be trying something different, you know. And as I say already, getting done closer to goal in on the 40.
I suppose Scariff's the credit. Who are the players that stood out for you now, Jay, that you might have thought you wouldn't have thought at the start might be delivering?
I meant to say it actually before the game started. Last week against Smith O'Brien's, I was very impressed with Thomas McNamara midfield. He got through an amount of work and athletic, and he allows Dermot Nash to play ball and with his good hands. And again today, you can see it. He's doing an awful lot of work around the middle, and Dermot is supplying ball in. So I've been very impressed with that partnership. And again, Padraig Brodie's having a fine game, cornerback. So no, overall as a team, Scariff are getting the max out of themselves, and they're going well at the moment.
I suppose when you consider it now, it's like if you were Scariff, you had the tough game last week. You even said it before the game. If this game gets down to the last 5 minutes and there's only a point or two between it, do you think watching what you saw that the Scariff might have an issue with, or are they sharp?
At the moment, they look very sharp to me, and I mean, when you're in the ascendancy, Joe, the body will go where the mind brings it. I keep saying that to our guys as well in a rogue, and definitely if Scariff smell it, 15 minutes to go, going into after the last water break, legs might not be a factor, you know.
If you're 5 points up, you feel great. If you're 5 points down, your legs feel like lead.
This is it, you see, and it's all about mindset, and definitely when you feel like you're playing well and you're in the ascendancy, there's an extra pep in the step, yeah.
I suppose if we look forward to the step to next weekend, I mean, Callans Mills at the Junior A Championship in their back pocket. They were in the minor B success last week, so themselves in the bridge would be some contest as well.
That's all to play for. I do know word going around like Donald Cooney and the Mills won't fear the bridge, and I think they're a very happy camp down there this year. I think they're very happy with the management. I know a great man on analysis in Alan Duggan. So they seem to be training together. So that junior success will obviously add a bit of a step into their a pep in their step going forward. And look, it's a local derby as well, and anything can happen in a local derby. But the bridge will be hard to beat.
And I suppose going back to this game now, October, getting ready to go back on the field. What can Earl Italian say to them now, and what can Mark McKenna say to Scariff?
Look, at the end of the day, once you cross the white line, it's up to the boys in the field. I mean, you can give them a small bit of direction, but I mean, look, they've trained for this day all year, and I suppose, as I say, big players need to stand up on big days, and in the next half an hour, Tubber need to up it a notch.
So thanks very much, Pat. We hand you back up to the studio, to Sil and to Tommy.
Brody, experienced defenders, so it's a case of keeping their discipline and not fouling. But from a Tubber point of view, the two Earleys and Donald Mackman, they're scorers in chief all year. So far, haven't clicked into gear. Tubber will want them, and they're waiting for them to do that.
Absolutely. Well, both sides moving back into the middle of the field at the moment. Again, it's going to be Dan Tracy in the centre half-back position. Michael Scanlon just going in behind him at the moment as he changes on the Tubber side. Just saw that James Taft, like a man that's coming in to the full forward position. Right now, at this very point in time, is it Cathal Murray that's gone off at the moment? We'll keep an eye on that. And again, Joe Mullins is back there. Niall Malone looking around the place, trying to make sure everybody is off the field at the moment. So again, Niall Malone, how he's moving back. Patrick Brody went back looking for his man, and that was Clive Early, and he's back here to our right hand side. Again, the referee, Niall Malone, again getting this play up and running here into the middle of the field, and on the attack on the far side of the field, Larkin O'Grady trying to get the ball in there. Now he leaves it out to Ronan Monaghan. Ronan Monaghan trying to take the attack to the Scariff man, coming across to this side of the field, strikes the ball from way out the field. It's going to be tidy. The ball goes in and the ball bounces out over the inline, and it goes wide. First attack for the Tubbermen coming from the middle of the field as well. And again, there's two between them down to the far side of the field, and as we said to you just a few moments ago, James Taff is on, and we'll keep an eye. Possibly Cathal Murray that's gone off the Tubber side.
Yeah, it looks like that way still, yeah.
Again, puck out coming to this side. He's coming out from Liam Dial, out to the middle of the field, out to Patrick Brody. Again, setting up a Scariff attack down to the middle of the field. Ball breaking into the centre. Now it's Donald McMahon deep inside his own half of the field. It's a brilliant ball out. And again, on the attack, it's the Tubbermen driving it forward, chipping the ball into the centre. Good work back there at the middle of the field. And again, it's going to be a Blaine Early taking this ball. Great work back there as well from John Ford. But the ball goes in. It's straight into the hands of Liam Dial. Out to the far side, out to Conor Maloney. Conor Maloney, long ball, but Joey Droney's there trying to break it up. He'll get it on the second occasion. Now looking for support. Whips the ball across to the far side of the field. Ball going out. Tubber on the attack into the zone it goes. But Patrick Brody just puts up the hand and whips the ball out of the air. Breaking up the Tubber attack. Into the centre it goes. Driving it out to the middle of the field to Ross Horton. Ross Horton from way out the field. Ball going right in. Conor Mack trying to get the ball into his hand. He does now. Turns on to his right. Strikes this one in. And he sends the ball over the bar. How important is that? Conor McNamara winning the ball, sending it over the bar. Scariff back into a 3-point lead.
Yeah, last week against Killaloe, they moved him into full forward, Conor Mack, and he was a target man. He was very strong in the air. He broke some ball down. It looks like now that Scariff have reverted to him on Pat O'Connor at the edge of the square.
Again, the ball is on the attack to the far side. Tubber on the attack, but Michael Scanlon is coming out with that ball, whipping it into the centre. Picked up out there and won up by Diarmuid McNamara, being challenged. Diarmuid up into the centre it goes. Now it's won by Pat O'Connor. Wins the ball. Time to look up. Gets it into the middle of the field out to John Fall. John Fall, a long attacking ball. Trying to open up the Scariff full back line. Clive Early goes up. Ball goes to the centre of the field. Now he's picked up and again is picked up by James Taft. James Taft turning around, trying to strike this from out the field. The ball goes to the right and it goes wide. Attacks from Tubber, but nothing on the scoreboard to impede into the Scariff, who lead at the moment 1-7 to 7 points. 2.5 minutes gone in the second half. Referee Niall Malone back on the 65-metre line. It's going to be Liam Doyle. He has the sun in his eyes on this occasion. Goes to the far side of the field. Again, waiting for it, trying to get that ball. Jonah Culligan just coming off his hand into the space to go. Joey Droney tidies up, gets it back out to this side of the field, and a long attacking ball coming right down to the centre. Again, Emma Quinn was back there. He's trying to change that ball. Now back over to the far side. Now it's Clive Early looking for support. His brother Blaine is there. He puts the ball in his hand, but it falls out of his hand. Down here to this side of the field, trying to pick it up. And now it's Blaine Early still trying to whip the ball through the centre, but it's going to be left there, and it's going to be neatly tidied up by Conor Maloney. Conor Maloney about to be challenged on the far side of the field, winning that ball. James Howard driving out the ball, sending Tubber on the attack into the space that goes. Michael Scanlon is aside, and again he had to win that one. It comes out ahead of James Taft into the space that goes, trying to get that ball, but again back there. Joey Droney is back there, back to his right hand side. He takes the knock, goes to the ground, and it's going to be a free on the far side of the field, and it's going in the Tubber direction.
Yeah, again, I suppose Patrick Ryan will plead that the smaller man went in under his arm, but in fairness, I thought it was a bit reckless by Patrick Ryan. Clotheslined him a small bit, and it'll probably be a yellow card, and Niall Malone is talking to him at the moment. So but going back, Tubber seem to have we spoke about their ability not to hold on to the ball inside. They have the balls are hopping into Liam Doyle, the goalkeeper there. The corner forwards, the two earlies, are being forced to shoot from distance, albeit they're all under pressure. So Tubber just need to have a bit more composure and work it nearer to the goals, to the man in the best position.
Again, Joey Droney still receiving treatment on the far side of the field, and very, very shortly will be back on his feet, looking down around the field at the moment. Back here to our left hand side, we see Fergus Metton just being right inside, Conor Mack inside as well. Emma Quinn just on their shoulder, just waiting for this one, but the ball is going in the other direction, and let's see who's down there. James Taft about to be picked up back here right on the 20-metre line at the moment. Michael Scanlon keeping an eye on him. Referee Niall Malone is back. He started refereeing in 2012, and of course started at underage and ended up doing the county senior hurling final last year, and a man that has risen to the very top all the way up along, and one of those very composed referees, Tommy.
Yeah, and I suppose the fact that he got the intermediate final today would suggest that he's not going to get a second senior final in a row. I suppose would that be fair to say?
Oh, sure, we're not now. Listen to me, don't be throwing that kind of controversy. We'll see what will happen tomorrow, possibly Monday night or something like that, but it would be unusual to get the senior and intermediate final according to Tommy Gilfile. It's going to be a free from Blaine Early from way out the field. Donald McMahon on the edge of the square trying to control that one. He does. Now he has it in his hand. Will he get room to strike it? He'll turn back into traffic at the moment. He's still again, the ball goes back into the ground, still trying to control it, trying to keep the ball in play. He's a big man, there's no doubt about that. Now looking around, will he get a score out of it? Sends the ball again, the ball going across the goal, and it goes wide. Donald McMahon won the ball right on the edge of the square, but surrounded by green jerseys, and eventually got enough room to strike it, but it went across the goal and it went wide. It's 1-7 to 7 points. Scariff still leading by that Patrick Ryan goal. 6 minutes gone in the second half.
Yeah, and if Donald McMahon had got that, it probably would have been the hardest work score, because he had a couple of possessions. In fairness, Scariff back stood strong, kept the discipline, and the ball was forced it wide.
And the ball was picked up out the other side by Lachlan O'Grady. Back the ball into the centre, trying to drive that ball. It comes away by Mark Early. First times they're on the ground, but it breaks out to the middle of the field, back out to Tomas McNamara. He's sending the ball across. Great work up there on the far side of the field, but the ball going out over the line is going to be a line ball on the far side of the field. Again for the Tubbermen, back right over, looking right down the field at the moment. Jonah Culligan, it's odds on to make a run for this ball on the far side. Now it's going to be chipped in. Lachlan O'Grady back there to the middle of the field. He's trying to get Fergal O'Grady. It is back to the middle of the field, back into the centre it goes, but it's going to be picked up, and once again Pat O'Connor moves moving down the field with the ball for the top of me, down to this side. But again, it's going to be picked up by Diarmuid Mack. It's out to the middle of the field, out to Dan Tracy, and it's Scariff still on the attack. Great work back there inside to the middle of the field. Pat O'Connor and Conor McNamara. Connor goes in with the leg at the moment to protect the ball, but Pat O'Connor goes in and Connor goes to the ground. Pat O'Connor coming in is deemed as the free in. It's going to be a free in once again to the Scariff men.
I'm not too sure because Conor Mack had lost the hurley. He put his foot to it. Patrick O'Connor, I don't think you could say he pulled at it. He flicked the ball away and was going to pick it up again. And look at Niall Malone deemed it to be a free. Pat O'Connor probably hasn't protested that much. Yeah, he's threw the ball back to him. So, Conor Mack would say a score well worked, or a free well worked anyway, at least.
Absolutely. Diarmuid Dash is on the ball at the moment, outside the 20-metre line. 177 points here in the park. There'll be 8 minutes on the clock by the time Diarmuid strikes this ball for the Scariff men. Can he edge him in at the moment to a 4-point lead, a 2-score lead here in the park? Let's see what happens to the left of the goal as we look at it here from Diarmuid Dash. As we said, about to strike this one. Neat ball goes in. The umpire comes out. He raises the white flag as Diarmuid Dash pops the ball straight over the bar. Scariff 1 goal and 8 points. It's Tubber 7 points here, just coming up to just over 8 minutes, 15 seconds gone. The puck are going to the far side of the field from Liam Doyle. Once again, the runner. The ball breaks out, but it's won back again by Conor Maloney, popping out of the hand of Lachlan O'Grady to the far side of the field. Still trying to get that ball away out there in the middle of the field. Fergal O'Grady is back out there in the middle of the field as well, but again, it's going to be deemed. It's going to be a line ball for the Tubber men on the far side of the field, facing up to it, right in the middle of the field. Ronan Monaghan is out there. Tomas McNamara picking him up. The ball, I would imagine, will go well in over their heads at the moment. Back into the danger zone, there's where it goes, and it's going to be Diarmuid Dash coming out, picking up your hand and driving the Scariff men up the field. It's going to be Conor Mack once again and Pat O'Connor. He almost had the ball back into his hand. Now it comes out to this side of the field to Fergus Madden, being challenged by Ian McQueen, but the ball goes in and goes over the bar. Fergus Madden, the man that finished it, changes on the side at the moment, and he just scored a point, and then he gets called the sore to the middle of the field. Put away for Fergus Madden to make his exit from the field. Mark McKinnon down there as well. Scariff 1 goal and 9 points. Tubber 7 points. 9 minutes gone, second half. And who's onto the side? Coming onto it is going to be Conor Hayes that's coming onto the Scariff side. And as we said, Fergus Madden, the man that's coming off. Ball very close to the line, over the line here. Line ball is going to be to the Scariff men. Dan Tracy about to take it.
Yeah, Conor Hayes has come on in most of the game, so probably it's not so much a surprise. I suppose it's just the timing after Fergus Madden had scored a good point. Again, broken down by Conor Mack.
And the ball again, what a bit of skill from Donald McMahon. Now he has the ball in his hand. If he scores this one, again trying to get the ball. He doesn't. He goes to the ground. It's going to be a free. The ball rolled out to him. He took it up with his foot into his hand, then onto his stick. Now it's going to be a free for Blean Early to take that one. A fantastic skill, Tommy.
They play football up there as well, don't
they?
I was up there Friday. I started in Kinverde and I did the tour down through Ballyvaughan, Doolin. I ate spuds up there today from just down from the Flaggy shore. They were the nicest, flowery spuds that you could eat.
What has that got through with Donald McMahon rolling the ball?
Just up there in that area. It's a beautiful spot.
Absolutely. Blaine Early straight between the posts, and once again a very important score from a Tubber point of view. Now it's back to 4 between them. Scariff 9, Tubber 8 points here. 10.5 minutes gone in the second half.
Yeah, Tubber, if we look out across the field, they have 2 players inside maybe the 65-yard line. I'm not sure is that going to be enough to get scores in there. So Tubber are going to have to make a decision soon to push more players forward.
Joey Droney whipping the ball out to this side of the field, been picked up and released out to the middle of the field. Now Mark Early from way out, it's high. Tubber needed, but the ball has gone to the left and it's gone wide. Back into the middle of the field. Once again, trying to defend it. Going back into the defensive role there is John Fall. He's operating around the centre halfback position at the moment, still inside in the edge of the square. Liam Doyle getting ready for the puck out to the far side, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ronan Monaghan now. Looks like that they have pushed forward. He's gone forward from midfield into the inside line for Tubber, so they realise that they need more bodies up there.
And not alone that, but he's one of the men, if he gets the ball, he's going to go with it. Now going with it is Joey Droney. He might be small in stature, but what a heart from the cornerback. But the ball is taken off his hand by Mark Rogers into the space it goes, being challenged. Now the ball breaks out to Ross Horton. Ross Horton from way out the field. It goes across the goal. It goes to the left and it goes wide. The puck out is fast out to this side of the field. Ball right into the hands of Lachlan O'Grady, trying to drive forward. Plants the ball right in front of Mark Early. Early trying to drive the ball. Now going with the ball for the Tubberman. He strikes it out. That's a superb score from Mark Early. An absolutely brilliant score. Great work from Lachlan O'Grady. Mark Early, he looked up, he had the space, he had in front of him, kept going. Superb score. And it's back to 3. Scariff won 9, Tubber 9 points, 12 minutes gone, second
just
half.
30 seconds before that, he shot from the same position wide. This time he got the target right. Super score from Tubber. That's what they needed.
Again, the ball in the middle of the field, still trying to win it as Ross Horan goes to the ground. Now about to get up, gets it back to the middle of the field. Now it's taken up by Conor Maloney. Maloney, a dangerous ball dropping in. Liam Doyle keeps an eye on it. The ball goes to the right of the goal and it goes wide. Fergal O'Grady back there with Pat O'Connor minding the house. Now the ball comes out to Clive Early. Clive is driving it through the centre. Is this another score? If he strikes it, again trying to make room. Now he's trying to go through the centre. Oh, you can't beat experience. Clive kept going into the traffic. He knew he'd be fouled. He was, and it's going to be a free. His brother Blaine is about to take it, and again they're a free. 9 below and calling the play back. Again being challenged, they are taking that free. Changes once again on the Scariff side, and it's going to be Michael Barrett that's coming on very, very shortly, but it's going to be Blaine Early that's going to take this free for Tubber. Dead straight in front of the goal, about 25 metres out by the time he strikes it. Then Tracy gets yellow for his troubles and again walks away to this side, and Blaine Early for the second time, maybe third, will place this ball dead straight in front of the goal, about 25 metres out. And again Niall Malone pointing to the spot, 3 between them. Your commentary compliments of Matt Waters of Clare Fruit and Veg, and also sponsoring a man of the match performance here, and the best of luck with that at the moment, Tommy. Which way you'll go with that one? Blaine Early high, and Blaine Early sends it over the bar, changes on the side, coming off this. Shane Corrie is coming off the side, and it's going to be, as we said, Michael Barrett coming on. 2 between them in the park here, and Liam Doyle with the puck out for Scariff very, very shortly. Players around the middle of the field, changes all over the field for Tubber. Clive Early in the middle of the field setting it up, but the ball going well to the far side. Pat O'Connor tidies up, looks around, places the ball back out to the middle of the field, and it's well won. Lachlan O'Grady on the attack. He's the man that's under the ball at the moment, and he drives the ball through. Clive Early on his right side, and he just gets the ball, and again Clive, will he have room to strike it? Now he strikes it, and now it's over the bar. That's superb scoring once again to the far side of the field, and again looking down at the middle of the field at the moment. Lachlan O'Grady was the man that won the ball. Clive running off his shoulder, and it's back to a single point. Scariff won 9, Tubber 11 points, 14 and a half minutes gone, second half.
Yeah, again, Tubber, they just don't know when to lie down. They've worked really hard. They've got on to play, but there's a lot more movement, there's a lot more method. Scariff will be disappointed because I think their distribution through the Tubber half back line, they're not getting it there, and they're setting up the attacks from deep, which you can see the Scariff backs are calling back their half back line, so there's lots of space in front of that inside line.
Once again going up for Pat O'Connor. Ball drops out of his hand on the far side of the field, running onto that one and running into a James Howard, just taking a knock on the far side of the field. It's going to be a free for the Tubbermen on the middle of the field. Pat O'Connor is back there as well. He's about one of those players to take it, but it was looks like James Howard was the man that was injured. Now it's going to be a free, and Conor Mack just protesting at the moment, telling the ref for Joe Mullins, the linesman, exactly what happened, but it's all to play for. 1 between them in the park. Pat O'Connor about to take this free for Tubber, who have come alive in the last 5 minutes, and the last thing they'll want right now is what's going to come after this is going to be a water break. And what a last 15 minutes we'll have here when both sides get a chance to reassess exactly where they are going into the closing stages of an intermediate hurling championship final. Pat O'Connor is back here, still now about to take this one in around a very, very crowded house. Donald McMahon right on the edge of the square as the ball drops in. It's going in, and the ball goes to the right, and it goes wide. Again, the water break has arrived here. It's going to be a puck out from Liam Doyle very, very shortly. 1 between them, Tommy. We're on this famous water break. So much to be said by both sides. Tubber have come alive in the last 5 minutes. Scariff have made 2 substitutions, and Mark will be delighted to get him back in there to have a word with him. Mark McKenna back there as well, so it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, and again, you said it there, I don't think Tubber would want this water break coming. They have momentum behind them. They've got the last 4 scores. I think, had a couple of chances there. Scariff seem to have gone out of it a small bit. They just can't get that ball through the half-forward line there, and they're living on scraps up there. As you said, they've substituted 2 of their forwards. Now you just wonder, will the effects of the extra time last Sunday evening come into play? Tubber, we said, had an easier final. They found it hard to get going, but now they're up and going. Can they complete the task, or can Scariff, stem the tide and come back in the last quarter?
Now, they have made the changes, the positional changes Tubber have made. Clive Early, the one man you want on a ball coming out into the middle field, he's on that ball, and he decides all the time to drive right through the centre, keep going until such time, as we said, as either he gets an opportunity to score or he's brought down.
And he has the head, he has the experience, head on him, and he's not going to waste too many balls. But they just seem to have changed the approach in their attack. Before, there was no one within 30 yards of the Scariff goal. They were looking up, there was nothing on, they were forced into shooting. They had 4 wides in a row after half time before they got their first score. They made those changes now when it's, going in the last 5-10 minutes there, or the 5 minutes before the water break, it's advantage Tubber at the moment. They didn't want this water break to come. They were on a roll. Scariff now, I'm just looking down at them now. This is where now the bit of experience and the bit of know-how to get back into the game, because they were in the game. I wouldn't say that they were fully controlling it, but they were on top. And then suddenly, that momentum switches. They'll want their big players now to come up and stand up and turn the tide again back in their favour.
Absolutely. I think I'm looking down here. There's a possibility of changes on the Tubber side. We'll keep an eye. It looks like Aidan Taff might be coming on to the middle of the field, still looking down there. Again, coming off, just see a shoulder injury down there. Is that Jonah Culligan that's coming off the Tubber side? And coming on possibly will be Aidan Ford in just a few moments, but we'll just keep an eye on that as he makes his way off the field. And that is Jonah Culligan just receiving a knock down there, and Aidan Ford back on. It looks like a man. We'll look out in just a moment where he's coming on. He's 21 on his back. He's heading for the corner forward position. Chris Maguire just coming off the field with the instructions on it as well. Rory McGann moving back. The closing 15 plus minutes of this county intermediate hurling championship final is right up for grabs. 1 point between the sides. 1-9 for Scariff, 15 points for Tubber here. Will it finish in the again coming off the side on the Patrick Brody is just changing his helmet. Will it finish in the 60 plus minutes, or will we be here again? The Junior A Championship final today, victory for O'Callaghan's Mills. That went to extra time in the market with victory over a very spirited Kilmaley side as well. So have we extra time? Nobody's thinking about that now. With 15 minutes left on the clock, it'll tell you that there's 19 and a half minutes gone. You can add on 3 or 4, so 15 minutes left in the championship final as the ball breaks up. Joey Droney is out there at the moment. He's the man that's going to tidy up for the Tubber men. Looks around and delivers the ball into the space. Running onto it, trying to get control of it is Ronan Monaghan. Ball spills out of his hand on the far side of the field. Still trying to get that ball away. Aidan Ford is in there. First piece of action in the middle of the field, trying to move the ball. Diarmuid Nash is there as well. Still trying to get that ball away. Ronan Monaghan still there waiting for that ball to break on the far side of the field. Ball going nowhere. Also in there in the middle of the field is Larkin O'Grady. He's trying to move that ball. He's waiting for that ball here on this side of the field. Patrick Ryan defending on the far side. Referee Niall Malone has stated ball going absolutely nowhere. It's going to be a throw ball right out here on this side of the field, Tom.
Yeah, I'm looking out there. There's 3 Tubber players and there's no one on them. Scariff looked like they have retreated slightly back into their defence.
Again, and they do, they win the ball, and now once again it's Scariff on the attack from Dan Tracy into the space of the goal. One out there, ball breaks in and is picked up again by the busy John Fall into the middle of the field. Ball breaks out to Clive. Now gets it out to the middle to Larkin O'Grady. Will he get room to strike? He does. Dangerous ball dropping right in around the house. Liam Doyle is in there, gets the ball, comes out with it, loses the stick and passes the ball out, and it's going to be picked up tidy into the middle of the field. It's going to be picked up out here in the middle of the field. Tomas McNamara driving the ball into the centre. Ball breaks in, loose ball about to be picked up, and again coming back to this side of the field is out the middle is Mac Rogers. Mac Rogers passing the ball out to Patrick Ryan. Patrick Ryan, can he curl this one in from way out the field? The ball goes to the left of the goal and it goes wide. 1-9 for Scariff, 11 points for Tubber. 21 minutes gone here, which are commentary compliments of Matt Watts of Clare Fruit and Veg. 21 gone in the second half. Now it's Clive Early on the ball. Will this level the sides and level the sides he does, planting the ball straight over the bar. Clive Early operating around the 65-metre line. He has got on so much ball in the last 6 or 7 minutes, and every time a score has come out of it, every time he gets on the ball, both from frees which he has won and now from his own stick over the bar, levelling the sides here. Early Tanyan running up along the line at the moment for the Tubber and Scariff. Deadlocked as Joey Droney once again is back there, takes the hit, trying to get past Ross Horton, gets it back into the middle of the field to Larkin O'Grady. Fergal O'Grady, Fergal coming onto this one, down to the middle of the field, still driving the Tubber men, and now into the middle it goes. Tubber on the attack, coming across the play there, bouncing right in front of him, now getting in, loses the stick, gets it out to the middle of the field, and a strike from way out, but again blocked down by Aidan Ford. Great work from Cathal Medden. Cathal Medden blocking down that attack into the middle of the field. It goes, trying to win this one, comes back out into the space that goes, but the Scariff men coming away. Diarmaid Ash on the ball for Scariff, long attacking ball right into the edge of the square, ball inside, and brilliant from Emmett Quinn. He's back there in the middle of the field, didn't get much to do in the early part of the game, but now he appears, but the ball breaks out to Ross Horton. Ross Horton high, and Ross Horton sends the ball over the bar. It's all happening in Cusack Park right now as Scariff go back into a 1-point lead. 23 minutes gone here in the second half. 1-10 for Scariff. Tubber 12 points.
Yeah, again, it looked like that Tubber had that ball under control, around the square. It came out, as you said, Emmett Quinn, a bit slow in clearing the ball. Ross Horton, in fairness, used all his experience to turn him over and, got Scariff back into the game. They badly needed that score. Scariff haven't scored in a while. Tubber, they just have lots of bodies in the midfield. Scariff just need to push up slightly onto their players.
Again, trying to get that ball away to the far side of the field once again. Again, it's going to be back on the goal line. It's going to be Liam Doyle looking across to the middle of the field. And Sam Bennett, again, has won the green jersey in the Tour de France. There's 15 of them here in Cusack Park, plus another 12 or 14 on the sideline, hoping to win a county intermediate title in a green jersey as well. Mark McKenna, hands folded down on the sideline. At the moment, still waiting for it. Niall Malone in the middle of the field. And it's going to be to the middle of the field. Ronan Taft with the puck out, down into the zone it goes. Donald McMahon under it. Donald McMahon gets the ball into his hand, heading out to this side. Great work from Diarmaid there. Comes off his stick out over the line. It's going to be a line ball for the Tubber men. This time it's going to be outside, about 35 metres out. Clive Early is going to take this one, and let's see, this one could easily go. He might look around to place it, mightn't take the chance, has the ability, gets it into the centre. Measured it to perfection to Ronan Monaghan. Back to Clive Early, just took the eye off it. Now he has it back into his hand again, looking around. Now he'll strike from way out the field. Will this one curl in? And the ball, what a score from Clive Early, sending the ball over the bar. He linked up with Ronan Monaghan on the 1-2. Ball came back, sides level again. 1-10 for Scariff, and it's Tubber 13 points with exactly 5 minutes and 20 seconds left, plus the additional time. Up they go for it. Emma Quinn again, the ball going aside to Ross Horton. Till Scariff trying to defend the ball, or Tubber trying to defend the ball back there. Pat O'Connor is back there. Larkin O'Grady. Ball comes out to the middle of the field to Patrick Ryan, and he sends the ball over the bar, collecting the ball on the 20-metre line, sent it over the bar, and now it's Scariff back into the lead again. Scariff 1-11, Tubber 13 points. Exactly 5 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, a long ball forward. It looked like it didn't come. Patrick Ryan snapped it. Quick shot over the bar. Scariff in the lead with 5 minutes to go.
Again, the ball breaks out. It comes out to the middle of the field. Larkin O'Grady has it, pops the ball in, trying to run onto this one, trying to get control of it. Back defending it, back there is Pádraig Brodie. Brodie trying to get that ball away, looks for support. Now driving the ball down into the middle of the field. Tremendous work also. Cathal Medden trying to release the ball across to the far side. Joey Droney is back there. The pint-sized man with 4 on his back into the middle of the field. Now moved into the middle of the field. Great work back there. But again, trying to get that ball away was James Hall. But from way out the field, it's high and it's straight over the bar.
Mark Rogers.
Absolutely superb from Rogers on the far side of the field. And again, it's 1-12 to 13 points. Scariff back into a 2-point lead. 4 minutes left.
Yeah, and again, who would you want to pop it up to? He still had a lot got to do took it on even though he's 18, 19 years of age. Great score, great leadership from Rogers.
And it's Conor Maloney on the attack. Now it's Scariff for Yeet, taming down on the goal. Ball breaks inside. Ian McQueen about to pick that ball up. He does. Snaps the ball down to this side of the field, trying to get control of it with Lachlan O'Grady. Ball goes to the ground. Now it stays there. Patrick Ryan on it. Gets it into his hand. Looks around here, trying to hand pass it. He does. Back to Diarmuid Nash. Diarmuid Nash measuring the ball right in the edge of the square. Pat O'Connor goes up, comes out with that ball, takes the nudge and again comes out, goes to the ground, and it's going to be a free once again for the Tubber men just outside the semicircle. It's going to be Ronan Taft is going to take this one. He's going to land this one in around the somewhere between the 20 and the 30 metre line. Ronan Taft will drive this one in. Who's under it? Donald McMahon trying to move into the centre, about to be picked up back there to the far side. Let's see about this one. How important is this from a Tubber point of view? It's high. It's dropping right inside the 13 metre line. Up they go for it. Ball breaks out to the centre, and they go. Michael Scanlon almost had the ball in his hand, trying to get that ball away to the far side of the field, but it's won back by Blaine Early. Gets it up, heading out, whips the ball into the wide open space. A God-directed ball, and again it's going to be won back by Diarmuid Nash. He's trying to get there. Mark Rogers is there. Now it comes out to Ronan Monaghan high, and Ronan Monaghan's ball going to the right of the goal and going wide. Scariff still lead by 2. 2.5 minutes left in Cusack Park. Your commentary compliments of Matt Waters of Clare Fruit and Veg here on the Turnpike in Ennis on the far side of the field, still waiting for Liam Doyle, tapping the ball out to the middle of the field, out to Cathal Medden, trying to get the ball up on the second occasion. Ball going to the ground under pressure, now trying to win it back. Clive Early running right into traffic, trying to get that ball away. Blaine Early has the ball in front of him. He's trying to get it up on the second occasion. He will, and now he has the ball back into his hand, out to the far side, striking it again, very tight angle, popping it in and sending it over the bar from the stick of Blaine Early. It's now back to a single point again. It's Scariff 112, Tubber 14 points. Just under 2 minutes plus additional time left in this county intermediate championship hurling final.
Yeah, just look. It looks like that Pat O'Connor has abandoned his full-back role, and now he's gone up maybe centre forward here in the search for that elusive leveller. What a score from Blaine Early. You know, we spoke about their potential influence before the game. Scariff will be disappointed there. There was a short puck out that was turned over. Really, with 2 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go, do you want to be putting yourself under pressure? Are you better off to drive it out? Look at, they paid the price for it there, and now it looks like that. Is it Cathal Medden is down, injured, number 2?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah,
cramp, I'd say. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're looking down here in the middle of the field, looking down also again substitution and bring up on the far side of the field. Looks like David O'Donoghue, who's like a man getting ready for action. Not quite sure will he make the way first. He's coming on very shortly. Coming off the side is going to be Aidan Ford, who come on. It looks like a man that's coming off as well, maybe taking a knock, but we'll see in just a moment who's coming on to the Tubber side. But what counts most of all, the clock will tell us there's exactly 40 seconds plus additional time, but you can for certain take that at 3 or 4 minutes easily here in the park. 5 minutes it actually is of additional time here in this county intermediate hurling final. There's 1 point between the sides. 5 minutes left it is, or will it go further into the space it goes, trying to get that ball back into his hand on the far side, whipping the ball. That's a dangerous ball. Conor Mack is under this one. Emma Quinn is under as well, goes to the ground, tries to get that ball away. Conor Mack trying to get through the centre. Will he get room to strike? The ball goes in, but it goes out for a 65 right off the stick here of Ronan Taft. 65 it's going to be possibly for Diarmuid Nash, who will line up to take this one. Again, practically dead straight in front of the goal. Mark McKenna in full flight, and on the way up along the sideline near Latanian, on the way back down, giving instructions to these players. 30 minutes have elapsed. There's 5 minutes exactly left here. Diarmuid Nash now placing the ball on the 65, dead straight in front of the goal, and Rory McGann pointing exactly to the spot. 1 goal and 12 points for Scariff. Tubber 14 points. Can Diarmuid Nash once again, who has stood over many big occasions in his lifetime, both on and off the field and in handball alleys as well. This is a huge occasion and a huge free for the Scariff men. Can he land this one? Motionless at the moment. This is about to strike this one. Ball is high, it's in the air, it's dropping in. No question about it. Landing the ball straight over the bar on the stick of Diarmuid Nash. Scariff are back into a 2-point lead. Scariff won 13, Tubber 14 points. Ronan Taft is in a hurry. A long ball right down the centre, trying to break that ball inside. Donald McMahon trying to get onto, but tremendous work back to the far side of the field. Referee is back there. It's going to be a free out for Scariff on the 20-metre line. Liam Doyle is already making the trek out to take this one.
And he's in no hurry. Yeah, the ball went in. Donald McMahon came onto the ball. Had he picked it up first time, the goals was open, but in fairness, Scariff scrambled back. Someone got a body in the way, and Pat O'Connor, it was just a lunge, I think, and it's a free out.
Absolutely, it's going to be a free. It's going to be Liam Doyle that'll take it, coming to this side of the field. Scariff trying to get control of the ball, but it's there. There's one out there. Mark Early is there. He's on the ground, comes out to the middle of the field. It's high from way out. That is superb. Michael Barrett was the man that arrived, won that ball, coming across the field and popped it over the bar. Came on the side, coming onto the Tubber side at the moment is going to be the aforementioned David O'Donoghue coming on to the Tubber side. Right now they need a goal. We're heading for the 32nd minute. Ball dropping into the danger zone in around the house. The referee is back there as well. He's indicating is there going to be a free down here or maybe changes. We'll keep an eye on that in just a few moments, but it's going to be referee Niall Malone calling the play back here. It's going to be the puck out once again. This time it comes from Ronan Taft to the other end of the field. Up they go for it, ball breaking into the centre, and it falls out to Patrick Ryan, who in turn sends it out to Mark Rogers. Mark Rogers trying to get through the centre, now striking but brilliantly blocked down there by Larkin O'Grady. It falls into the hands of Pat O'Connor to Ronan Monaghan. Ronan Monaghan, time to look around, pops it out, looking for Donald McMahon out to the middle of the field. He's been fouled, and it's going to be a free for Tubber right in front of the goal. Again, 45 metres out down here to our right hand side, and once again Blaine Early will stand over this one for the Tubber men. They're 3 behind, and Blaine Early has the opportunity here. He will drop it. I'm sure he will lend that ball over the bar. I don't think he'll drop it in, Tom. It's a bit early. There's a good 3 minutes left in this one. Blaine Early getting ready to strike this one for the Tubber men. Once again from the dead ball. It's high and it's straight over the bar. It's back to 2 in Cusick Park. 1 goal and 14 points for Scariff. 15 points for Tubber. 33 minutes gone. 2 minutes and maybe a small bit of additional time. Not much. Liam Doyle been instructed to puck the ball out to this side of the field by his manager Mark McKenna, but the ball goes to the far side. Again landing the ball into the zone. Once again they go for James Howard. Ball goes to the ground, picked up by Ronan Monaghan, but the ball taken out of his hand. Howard now trying to drive forward, trying to get control of it. He does, comes across looking for support, gets it out to Pat O'Connor. Pat O'Connor driving this one in, the ball going in, but it's going to the left of the goal and it's going wide. How important is it? Back for the Tubber men once again. 114 to 15 points here, and Tommy, we're heading for a man of the match here at the moment. We'll at least have an eye on a man of the match, and if it goes to extra time, well then that's a different ball game. We'll see what happens. Up they go for it, ball falls to the ground. Conor McNamara is back there trying to get that ball away. Great work back there as well on the Tubber side. John Fall is there trying to get it. Now it comes out to Ronan Monaghan. Ronan Monaghan strikes the ball just in time, looking for Clive Early. Clive Early trying to move the ball out there ahead of Padraig Brody. Now Brody wins the ball back to Diarmuid Nash. Diarmuid Nash in this Scariff on the attack into the middle of the field. Joey Droney wins the ball back for the Tubbermen, trying to come over the ball. He does. He goes to the ground. The ball coming back. Now back into the hands of Ross Horton. Back out to Mark Rogers. Mark Rogers was about to hit the ball right in front of him, but he changes direction, sends the ball in. It goes to the left of the goal and it goes wide. 30 seconds exactly left on the clock here, and the puck out comes from Ronan Taft, and there's 2 between them. Scariff lead by 2 with the ball coming to the middle of the field. Clive Early trying to come onto that one, a push in the back, and it's going to be once again, it's going to be a free right on the sideline in the middle of the field. On the far side it's going to be once again a free right dead straight just on the sideline. They'll have to drop this one in around the house. And where are the big players inside for the Tubbermen? Blaine Early's inside now. Can he take the chance that he will get another opportunity? Will he go for the point? Donald McMahon on the edge of it, just over the 35-minute mark on here. Blaine Early, will he land this one in around the house? Let's see what happens. Again, he doesn't. He does. The ball goes in. I don't think he went for the ball. Went in, and it's going to be a 65. Blaine Early on a hurry out to the 65-metre line, about to take this one. Scariff lead by 2. 114 to 15 points it is. Right down here, Blaine Early placing this ball. The man of the match has been sent down to the middle of the field. It's going to be Blaine Early getting ready now. He's going to place this ball right now. They need a goal right this minute, right in around the house to have. They're gone well over the time. Will this be the last piece of action? Now he drives this one in. It's a dangerous ball going in. The ball taken off the line inside. It comes out to this side, and the referee has blown the final whistle. Scariff are the intermediate hurling champions in dramatic fashion in Cusick Park. A last minute chance for the Tubbermen, taken off the line inside, and Mark McKenna and his players down on the sideline are jumping for joy around the field. What a magic moment for the men in green. They came into the final here as underdogs. Now they're back in the senior ranks again for the first time in many years. 1982 was their last intermediate win. They were one of the teams that dropped down when 5 went down a couple of years ago, but they're back up again with a fantastic performance here, a composed and a measured performance as well. Well marshalled over a very fancy Tubber side, Tommy. What a win for the Scariff men.
Yeah, again, it was a game, particularly in the second half, that ebbed and flowed. Tubber coming up to the water break, had all the momentum, had scored, but they just couldn't push home, they brought it back to a point. And in fairness, Scariff responded, in the 55th minute with a Patrick Ryan point, 56th minute Mark Rogers, then they had Diarmuid Dash pointed at 65, then another sub, Michael Barrett. So they finished strong. Scariff backs, held out against whatever Tubber threw at them, and again, epitomised by, great experience back there with Michael Scanlon, Pádraig Brodie, they just Tubber, and again, it must be heartbreaking for Tubber. They've been here lots of times in the last decade. They've tried to get back up again. Scariff, failed to get to a final. They've been beaten in semi-finals. Today was their day. We wondered coming in how they would finish, how they would play after the extra time from last week. Well,